in the beginning, you kind of knew, like when you first starting off the life guide, you kind of knew did you know where you were going with it, like where it was heading, or
Dude, that's a
like
great
you're
question.
obviously heading in a good place, but my bad.
Uh, yeah, I mean, that's dude, that's a man, Patrick, you're a genius, bro. So yeah, did I even know where I was going? I'm gonna be real with you guys. No, I had no idea. I didn't know I'd grow muscles. I didn't know I'd get bigger. I didn't know I'd have more energy. I didn't know that my hair would fill back in here and like my little buzz and all the other stuff would come back. I didn't know my eyes would change color. I didn't know my teeth would get this white. I didn't know that my voice would get lower or whatever. All the stuff happened, right? Like if you hear me 3 years ago, my voice has gotten lower, not just because I recently woke up from sleep or anything like that, but like my testosterone or my manhood, whatever you want to call it, everything's grown, right? Like my man piece, my voice is lowered. I've gotten taller. Like I am taller now than I used to be. Like all this stuff has happened. I did not foresee any of this stuff. I just knew that there's a better way than what's being shown out in the world because I was in it. I was working out and I did supersets and compound lifting and supplements and all this other stuff. It was a failing system. The more I would do it, yeah, I'd get some results, but at the same time, it would take a lot from me. My youth, my skin quality, my energy levels, my man, just really even my own motivation. Cause like you have to keep going harder, go harder, go harder, go harder. It would literally just take your soul from me. And I ended up injuring myself. So at that point, I'm like, there has to be a better way, man, because I'm now because I got injured and I'm now not working out. Well, what do I do? If I can't work out, I'm going to gain weight, and my family, I see my family getting, sick as well. There has to be something else besides just going to the gym and taking some supplements, stuff like that. So I did not know where this would lead me, but it ended up has healed a lot of people. It's gotten you off antidepressants. It's got you out of depression. It's cleared up your asthma. It's healed Steve of his Tourette's. It's reversed a lot of women's PMOS and their PCOS, all their symptoms, infertility, cyst growth, um, psoriasis. It's ended up healing this myriad of different ailments and problems in people, and I never foresaw that coming. But I can just see when I look in the future, like something's going to come out of this. But I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it for them. I'm just doing it because it's so obvious that this is the way to go. It's just like it's almost like I can't even question. Like I question everything in a sense. Like how do I say this part here? So when I'm looking at stuff and I break it down, I'm technically questioning it like that, but I don't like question a person. But it's so obvious of what the guide is doing and what it's done in my life and your life and everybody else. It's just like, what else would I do? Would I go back to working out? Well, that's lame because those results aren't as good as this. I can have all that muscle and stuff like that without even working out. Would I go back to taking supplements and spending hundreds of dollars a month on this stuff? No, I don't need it because I have even better results then. So it's just like, it's so obvious just to do this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's so obvious that there's nothing better than this that I kind of just like, all right, let's do it. Let's just hop on and keep going. And it's been a steady progression of ascension ever since then. I've only gotten stronger, bigger, better, wiser, more energetic, more youthful in my appearance and my skin and stuff like that. It's only helped a bunch of people. So it's only been good. Like we have not peaked or even hit a plateau. It's only been up since then.
It's awesome. So it's basically observable reality. How rare do you think this is? I mean, it's like it seems so obvious. Like when you told me and I learned from the life guide, it just seems so obvious. But how rare is it for someone to just acknowledge this? Like, you know what I mean? You know
I,
what I
I
mean?
mean, I mean, if the population of the Earth is 8 billion, I'm guessing it's 1 in 8 billion because I don't know anybody else who's sharing this stuff. They might have
Yeah.
known it now, and now the word's getting out, and people are starting to share this. But I've been sharing this since like for a while. A lot of this stuff I actually shared even before 2020. But the main attributes of the guide I really start sharing after 2021. So I have never heard anybody share it this way and like screw calories, forget fasting, don't have a diet. Like really everything I talk about is the opposite of what everyone else talks about because I don't care about trying to gimmick my way into a result. I don't care about trying to finagle my way or do this thing to get the result. I don't want the result. The result doesn't matter. And this is where I think people get like really mixed up. They're trying to get a result for a problem. That's not how you that's not how you win. You'll take pills or you'll have surgery. just to try to get the result because you're focusing on this. You don't focus on this. You see where this takes you. You take it back. Like, why do I have this problem and where is it coming from? And it shows you the actual origination source of it. And then that's what you don't even try to fix that either. And this is where people, it's almost like 5D chess in a sense. Like people will have a problem, psoriasis, depression, whatever it is, and they'll try to fix the problem. Some people even trace it back to the source. Okay, well, where did this come in at? And then they'll be brought to this point and they'll try to fix that. I don't even do that. I take that point there and I say, okay, why is we would come to the point where we say, like, if what is this showing me that I've engaged in reality that would even give this place a spot to exist that would lead to these symptoms? Which is it's very difficult to grasp. It takes a lot of cognitive energy just to like even hold on to it so it doesn't slip out of your mind. But once you see this here, you find out this is actually just telling you the direction that you've been going. So you change your direction in life. There's no longer a space for this to exist. And then all the symptoms clear up with that over there. So instead of people trying to like band-aid a symptom or just get to the root of the problem and fix the root, we analyze the root as the direction that we're pointing in life, and that's where we're going. We either agree that we want to go that way or show or in a sense reveal to ourselves where we want to go. No, I'd rather go this way. And when we go this way, this automatically dissolves, it opens space for this, and these results happen. And I've never heard anybody else say that. It's a very hard mental construct to grasp. It's not even a concept because it's nearly 100% effective. So every time that we do that, it has an effect in life. Like it's not just conceptual. There's a literal effect that happens. People's faces reconstruct, like Rorena's face. Like half of her face was like slanted down. She started doing the phase meditations, and then like now her face is symmetrical and even on both sides. It happened with Kiara and her nasal passages. So she had some stuff happen to her in the past, but she did the same meditations and everything else. And then her nasal passages cleared up, her nose, I think, reshaped, and her whole head and her whole body has reshaped from that. So a lot of people are like, oh, I need to reshape my face. So they'd go get plastic surgery, not seeing that, well, their face, because of this, is asymmetrical and the root of it is this. So they try to fix that, maybe go to a psychiatrist or whatever, or maybe even like toxins in their environment. But we're not even taking it to fix it. We're taking it, we're acknowledging it to show us. And once we're aware of this thing, it directs us in life. And it's just where our dial is pointed. You know how you have like a 360-degree dial where you can turn the knob? You're just on 270. Let's go ahead and switch that over to 0. Let's go like to 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degrees. And people have 1,000 different dials, all set to different numbers and stuff like that. So like once you see that you've been heading in this direction, you just change these dials almost like a tuning board or a mixer. And you change these different dials, and then it sends you in a different direction. And then your face will reconstruct, the muscles will grow bigger by default without ever actually doing anything. So how rare is this? I've never heard anybody else say this. I don't even know anybody else who can do this. And even for myself, I have to really, this is why in the Discord, like the voice memos are so powerful, because I really, really, really tap into like the deepest level of cognitive thought that I can to approach the matter. Like one is like Renown had a question that I answered yesterday. He's like, hey man, should I do this or that? And it was so extreme. Like, hey man, should I just drop it all and like say no? Or should I just continue going this way? And I share with him, I'm like, the fact that you only have 2 choices in your life is reflecting that you don't have many other choices in your life that you can even see. So the fact that you came to me with like, okay, is it either this or that, shows that he's approaching all of life limited. If you can only think of 2 ways to do something and not the myriad of the infinite, insurmountable amount of ways that you can do something, then you're limiting yourself everywhere in your life. You probably are only giving 2 decisions for every area in your life. So the thing that a person should do, or at least for him, I was sharing, is like you need to understand you have a million choices that you can do. And because of that, now he can actually see, okay, it's not this or that, but it can be this and this and this and those and this and this and this. But to bring that out, at least to share with him, it was so heavy consciously that it takes a toll on me sometimes. So to even engage in this, it's not a program. It's not a course. It's not some sort of what would you call it? It's not some sort of treatment or I'm sorry guys, I literally just rose. But pretty much where you would diagnose. It's not some sort of diagnosis to where like, okay, well, this means that, this means that. It's an ever, it's an ever expand. It's oh, this is going to be great. It's a cognitive approach into a specific subject matter, and it's ever expanding. And as it's expanding, you're receiving more data to actually say what it is, and every single one of them is different. Every single one. So for Roro, for Kiara, for Renan, for yourself, for everybody, for myself, for Sasha, for Lay, for everybody. And because of that, there is no program you can just say like, okay, it's this. This is why I tell people in the guide, like, yeah, the guide's great, but you have to join the Discord because it's going to help you like 10 million fold. Like, because I can't put this, what we're saying right now, in the guide. How would I explain this in the guide? Oh, yeah, with the conscious thing and this and that. People are like, I'm lost, bro. So even hearing the voice memos really help a lot. It's something that you really have to be engaged in. You cannot be disengaged. I can't just go to like the board to tell me what to do. Okay, well, if it's yellow, we need to have a 3. Okay, if it's green, it needs to be a rock. There's no program or protocol to approach this specific level at. The only thing that can grant effectiveness in it is conscious engagement and constant unbroken application until the person comes to the root or the origination point of the very issue themselves. And at that point, it gives the answer. And it's a different digging or a different approach for every single person who comes to it. It'll happen 100% of the time. Like 100% of the time, like with Ruslan doing the meditations and finding out his grandmother went through war. So that passed down a lineage of forcing their family, in a sense, to eat all their food and like eat all the cakes and eat a bunch of food and stuff like that, to where it was in him, to Kiara with her stuff in her nose, for me and my stuff, or for even Daniel and whoever has gone through, these different meditations and stuff like that. There's a 100% success rate if you go through the whole process, but nonetheless, to get there, or the trigger point, or the catalyst of where you're going, left, right, left, right, left, right, up, down, it's a different path for every single person. But nonetheless, the only way to go down that path is through conscious engagement. So I don't know anybody else who's doing this because it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like ground up thinking, right? Like kind of to sum it up. I don't know if that really
Ground up.
ground up thinking. It's like you're not like going off of labels or pre um memorization or pre acknowledged decision making. Instead, it's just more about accessing that like just it's his head. You see what I'm saying? It's
Totally.
on the tip of my tongue, you know?
Exactly. No, you're 100% right. So maybe a little bit different than ground up. It's like you're saying, there's no label, there's no way. Every response to every person in the Discord community it's an original, non-template response answer to every single person. A lot of people would say like, okay, hey, just do this, hey, just do that, and then kind of like revert back to the easy way because it doesn't cost as much energy. But every time a person communicates to me, and this is what it actually is, every time a person communicates what's going on in their life to me, they're telling me without telling me what's going on and what I need to say to them and what it actually is and everything else. So when a person communicates to me, they might say, hey, Mikey, I'm going through a weight issue or a relationship issue or a financial issue. They're saying this, but the words, the syntax, the order, the structure, the terminologies that they're using are actually telling me the deeper, behind the mask, behind the scenes focus that they're actually established on. I'm just gonna go in. Fuck it. Let's do it, man. I know I said the F word.
Yeah,
I'm just
go
gonna
ahead.
go in. It's gonna make it a lot easier for everybody. And whenever they tell me this and I look at it and I see it for what it is and I actually grab onto that, it starts revealing all these other parts in their life because that was the clue. But if the person misses that clue, they will think it's a financial issue. They will think it's a weight issue or a relationship issue. It's never that stuff. It's never that stuff. It's never what they're telling you. Those are the symptoms of occupying this specific focus. And when they occupy that, yeah, these symptoms happen. They lose money or they can't, whatever, gain weight, lose weight. They can't find a lover, a partner, whatever. But it's not even that. This symptom gives them the approach to reveal this. And whenever you can have the conscientiousness enough to go to that next level of what is actually being revealed, and you grab that, then that leads to another level of what's behind that. And then you start every one of these. If you can grab it, it sparks, it illuminates, and you see the next realm they're actually operating in. Then they say another thing from that when you bring it there, and then that opens up, and you bring it to the origination point of their life, or the animation source, which is their soul. And that's what their soul is actually saying. Their soul's firing this way, but it looks like this, which led to that, which looks like that, which led to a financial issue or a relationship issue or whatever. So if you can be conscientious enough and hold on with consciousness and not let go and follow that trail, you can go to their soul and you can see what their soul's actually wanting. And from that, that's when you bring the answer out and you give it to them. And then all of a sudden they make a bunch of money. What you give them, here's your answer. Now they have, like, Ruslan has the love of his life. Now Daniel made a bunch of freaking money. So did Steve. Now, Roro, she has a symmetrical face. A lot of her cellulite went away. Same thing with Kiara, her nasal passages. So these people are getting healed, not because of the healing. They are embracing. They're getting the answer. I'm going in and I'm bringing the answer from their soul to them, and they're feeding on their own soul's energy, which is aligning all their life, and that's what they actually wanted. Now the result, or the successful result that they have, the money or whatever, is just because they got what they really wanted. So the symptoms that they were experiencing in life was just the evidence they haven't been connecting to this source, which is why they don't like those things. I don't like being poor. I don't like being broke. I don't like being lonely or whatever. Well, that's the evidence and the proof you haven't been following this thing. So when they speak or they ask me a question, we follow it back, not trying to, hey, where's your soul at? Tell me your soul. No, I'm just listening to what they're saying. Take it back a level deeper. They tell you some more stuff. Oh, let's go a little bit deeper there. And I find their soul. I bring it to them. And now when they actually live from this source here, they have everything they want, which is also the evidence that they're living from their source, from their soul. So all of this is coming back to live to the deepest point you possibly can. That's why in the guide, it's a huge reductionist standpoint. Like, reduce everything from your life. Stop doing so much. But Mike, yeah, I like working out. It's not that working out is distracting you from getting to the deeper issue. That's why they say working out is my therapy. Well, you only need therapy if you're not connected with your source, with your soul. Like, you're just admitting that you're not connected to yourself. Why would you need therapy if you're whole already? You wouldn't. So them staying in their distraction is keeping them from this animation source, their soul, their own inner light, which is why they keep going in circles, or like going through cycles of torment or trauma or whatever, like abusive relationships, or like losing a bunch of money, whatever their cycle is, right? Because everyone's a little bit different. That this is the very evidence that they're not living from that source. So then the opposite is also accurate, that if they have everything they want in this type of way, by default, without trying, without making forceful efforts towards it to make it happen, then that's showing that they're living from the source here, which is all anybody ever wants. So I'm getting people to connect with them on a soul level and finally be satisfied from themselves. That's why a lot of the guide is just like self-love, not doing a bunch of stuff, spending a lot of time with yourself, because the more time you spend, the deeper you go in those layers, and then you can find where it's at and you can connect with it. And once you connect with it, all this stuff starts springing up: success, favor, money, wealth, health, illumination of the skin, all this stuff by default, without having to go to the gym, without having to work more hours, without having to go and force love or get with somebody who's not aligned with you. And like, whoa, they're all I have right now. No, it all comes effortlessly. And that's the greatest thing about the guide, is it literally shows you the most powerful way to live in this realm, so you get everything you want. So powerful.
Hell yeah. I'm not at your level, man, but I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
I'm
But
proud of you, man. You're doing great.
appreciate it.